Hi, my name's Derek, and in this Avoca Video Executive Summary, we'll be looking at customer self-service. We'll start with a quick introduction and then show you what's possible when you use the technologies and experience of Adobe and Avoca to allow customers to self-serve. Whatever you do, public service, corporation, not-for-profit, you have customers, and those customers are interested in your products and or services. And whether you believe people are too busy, too lazy, or just don't like communicating these days, the fact is that self-service is the preferred option for the majority of people. And when you consider the following figures, it's in everyone's interests to encourage self-service. According to Forrester Research, in 2008, the cost of an assisted transaction, one that required in-person or call center assistance, was approximately $30, while the cost of an unassisted or self-service interaction was around 10 cents. So for every 250 transactions a day you move to self-service, the saving is approximately $3 million per annum. And a sub 6-month return on investment to establish this capability is realistic. So what does the customer self-service journey look like? Well, firstly, customers need to find the appropriate information, products and services as quickly as possible. And in the self-service world, they should be able to do this unassisted. Having a website that's capable of self-service and having customers that are able to self-serve are different, because your website may be functional but simply too hard to use. And if it is too hard, customers won't do it. Once the customer has found what they were looking for, they should be able to apply online. Submit a request for the product or service they're interested in, along with any additional requirements such as supporting documents or payments. Once the application has been submitted, the customer has a reasonable expectation that the request will be serviced in an effective and efficient manner. And communication is a critical area in ensuring customers rate an organization's overall service highly. Even if there are problems, customers expect regular and accurate communications. And in an effective self-service environment, the organization should communicate and, where appropriate, collaborate during and after an application has been made. These communications can be as simple as, "Thank you, we've received your application," or "We're processing your request and expect to have a response for you in 3 days," etc. So if that's the overview of customer service, let's take a look at what the experience can look like for the customer. Let's consider a scenario. A citizen has been made redundant from his current employment and is looking at what social services might be available to help him whilst looking for a new job. Typically, this would involve multiple government agencies, multiple forms, and multiple interactions by web, mail, fax, phone, and potentially in person. But in this scenario, we'll show what a customer self-service solution can look like. Firstly, let's start by selecting the eligibility wizard. The animated transition that makes the wizard screen the primary focus helps the user understand the impact of their actions. It's not jerky, leaving them feeling lost or confused. It's a smooth transition from where they were to where they currently are. I'm presented with a large list of possible services that I could apply for. But by clicking the eligibility wizard button, I'll be guided through an appropriate selection of services. You can see that the focus is immediately about me. The wizard is asking questions about my situation. So, I'm male, I'm 48, I am a citizen, married, and I am unemployed or about to become unemployed. So as soon as I make this selection, you'll see down the bottom that 2 services appear: Career Center Counseling and Employment Assistance. Let's hit next. I was working as a teacher, there's educator, and there are 4 people in the household, and yes, I am a parent. So we'll click next. Taking a look at the list of available services, I'm going to specify that I'm also interested in unemployment benefits. we can see that a third item has now been added to my list of services. Thankfully, no illnesses to report. Now that we're unemployed, we'll enter a value of 25,000. And no, we're not a victim of a natural disaster. So for the purposes of the demonstration, let's skip through the remaining questions and get to the end. We can see that there are 3 services we can apply for. Let's add all results to the services to apply for and click on Apply. I can see that I need to be logged in to apply for these services. I've previously created an account, so I'll log in. So I'm taken straight to an application form for social benefits. As you would expect, as a logged in user, the form is pre-populated with known information about me, such as name, social security number, etc. I can easily step through this application form by clicking Next and moving through the required screens of information. If I'm unsure about a particular question, I can click the Information button and be presented with some helpful information that explains further what's required here. And I can continue next. So I've completed the My Information section of the form. Now I've been taken into a Benefit Information section of the form. Now you may remember we were applying for 3 services. The 3 services are reflected here in the benefit information, but the My Information, the personal details about me, only needed to be completed once. So this form is an amalgamation of the information required for all 3 benefits and services. So instead of having to fill in 3 forms, we can complete 1. And the navigation on this left hand side of the window here tells me how far I've progressed through the form, so I know where I'm up to. So moving through the form, we can enter information such as the type of benefit we're looking for, dollar amounts that might be required to assess eligibility, and so on. If I get to a point in the form where I need assistance completing the form, perhaps I need some information from my spouse, I can move from a web version of the form, such as this version of the form presented in Adobe Flash, to an interactive PDF. By using XML as the underlying data standard, we can easily transfer the data from the Flash version of the form into the PDF. Now the PDF version of the form can be saved locally onto my computer, and I can work on it as though I would on a paper document. I can print it, I can email it to somebody else, they can continue to enter information, send it back to me, so we can kind of collaborate on it as if it was a standard paper document, but with all the benefits of electronic. So let's go back to the Flash version of the form. We'll move to the end and hit the Submit button. So I get confirmation that my application has been successfully submitted, and I'm prompted to schedule an appointment to meet with a caseworker. I'm immediately taken into a calendar that will allow me to choose some appropriate dates. Thursday the 28th, any time is okay, and on Friday the 29th in the morning. So I've now flagged that these times would be best for me, and I can submit a request to see if a caseworker would be available at those times. I get confirmation that my request has been received and get told that I'll receive an email regarding my application status and confirmation of the appointment time. On the left, I can see that I have a status relating to each of my applications for assistance. Even though I only completed 1 form, that 1 form has spawned 3 requests with the corresponding agencies. If I click on the My Status section, I can see more detail about each of the applications that I've made. There are some useful documents regarding tips for success in an interview, how to write a cover letter, and I can also get more detailed information about the status of my applications, such as its progress, as well as outstanding tasks, such as documents I'm required to upload like my resume, and I'm provided with a helpful button that simply allows me to upload it straight away. Also note that there's a task I'm enrolled in relating to e-learning. When I click on this task, I'm taken to the e-learning I've already been automatically enrolled in. In my e-learning, I'm presented with 7 guides and tutorials to ensure I'm well prepared for job hunting. The 7 that I've been enrolled in are specifically selected based on my situation of being unemployed. I've already completed some of the e-learning tasks such as word processing, so let's take a look at the resume tutorial. As the tutorial is delivered through the Adobe Flash Player, I'm not required to install any software to engage in an e-learning experience. This tutorial was also easy for the tutor to compile as it simply uses Microsoft PowerPoint combined with Adobe Presenter. In this case, the tutor, Cara Bowman, has overlaid voice on top of the PowerPoint presentation, so it's as if I'm getting a one-on-one tutorial. I also have the ability through the navigation on the right hand side here to move through the presentation at my own pace, pause, rewind, and so on. Everything we've seen in this demonstration was created using Adobe technologies such as Livecycle, Flex, and Presenter. As you can see, using these technologies, we can create a comprehensive self-service solution that not only allows customers to discover applicable products and services, apply for those products and services, and track the status of their applications, but also engage in value-add activities such as e-learning. For more information on creating customer self-service solutions, please contact us through avoka.com. Thank you.